Good evening and welcome back to Twin State Sports. I'm Bailey Wilborn. With the college football season less than a month away, the Mississippi State Bulldogs have reported for preseason camp. The Bulldogs will practice 4 times before going full pads on Wednesday, followed by their first scrimmage on August 10th. The second year of the Joe Moorhead era will begin on August 31st against Louisiana in New Orleans. The Bulldogs will return 13 starters from last season and came in at number 19 in a preseason top 25 poll. The Mississippi State softball team has signed one of the top pitchers in the Sun Belt Conference. Annie Willis comes to the Bulldogs from Troy University. She maintained a .265 ERA and totaled 221 strikeouts over her 2 seasons with the Trojans. Football season kicked off with the Hall of Fame game yesterday, and during the game, Broncos head coach Vic Fangio made history. In the second quarter, Atlanta's Kirk Benkert threw a rocket in the direction of Russell Gage, but it fell incomplete. But officials called defensive pass interference on Broncos quarterback Lyndon Stevens. Fangio disagreed and did what everyone has been waiting for. He threw his flag and challenged the interference call for the first time in NFL history. The referees reviewed the play, but the call on the field stood. Nonetheless, Fangio became the first of many to put the new rule into action. The NFL adopted the new rule, allowing coaches to challenge these types of plays after last season's controversial no call in the NFC Championship game between the Rams and the Saints. New legislation signed into the law will now limit the full contact drills during youth football practice. As Fox's Matt Dembski tells us, the law is aimed at protecting young players from the degenerative brain disease known as CTE.
Following in the footsteps of the NFL, the NCAA, and high schools, youth football now has guidelines for limiting full contact practices.
I think that this bill will make the game monumentally safer because there are still outliers in the youth football community that are smash mouth, 90 minutes of full contact practice every day.
Governor Newsom signed into law the California Youth Football Act that going forward will limit full contact practices for youth football teams to no more than 30 minutes per day, twice a week, to help reduce brain injuries.
If we can really focus on the fundamentals of football, the fundamentals of tackling, keeping your head out of the tackle, blocking properly, all of these things that make the game safer, we've created a framework in which youth football players can develop.
To me, that's the big thing. You want a kid that's going to last and enjoy what their time is playing the sport and make sure injuries aren't a factor of them quitting or not even being able to play.
The new law, which doesn't go into effect until January of 2021, also requires a medical professional be present at all youth football games and an independent person be at all practices just to make sure all the new rules are being enforced.
I think it is a huge win for youth football in California. Hey, we can be held liable if we don't follow these rules. I think everybody's going to conform, and it's going to make the game of youth football a lot safer.
What is different this time is that youth football advocates work directly with Assembly Member Jim Cooper, who authored the bill. And it's in sharp contrast to a bill introduced last year by Assembly Member Kevin McCarty, who wanted to ban tackle football for kids 12 and under.
And wanted to see youth football stay intact. And they knew we needed to change some of the rules and regarding tackling. They were supportive of that.
Let's not ban it. Let's codify it into the safest way possible. We can never take all risk out of football, but if we can take every possible step to make the game as safe as possible, the game will continue to flourish for years to come.